Hello and welcome back. My name's Adam, I'm a newly qualified private pilot, and this channel is all about taking you on my journeys getting my private pilot's license. At some point in your training you will need to learn about rejoining the circuit. Most airfields use a circuit for arrival and departure, or if you're just doing circuits around the airfield for practice on your landings. Circuits are in place to ensure that aircraft are all moving in the same direction and following the same pattern around the airfield. This keeps separation and just ensures that everyone is moving in a similar fashion. Depending on the number of runways that the airfield has, you'll have various different circuits. Each runway will most likely have two different circuits, generally opposite directions, but sometimes they can be in different orientations as well. Certain areas around airfields don't like the noise of planes, so there's things called noise abatement procedures where you have to avoid flying over certain areas. But focusing on what I am doing in this lesson is just learning about the circuit. So we go out to certain reporting points. I do this with James and then come back in and he shows me what to do. White Waltham has a circuit height of 800 feet, but you join at 1,200 feet. That gives you a 400 foot separation between circuit height, aircraft at circuit height and where you're joining. You can either fly a circle around just to make sure that your understanding of what's going on and how you're going to join, and then you descend on the side of the runway that the circuit is not, which is called the dead side. So if your circuit is a right-hand circuit and your runway is here, the dead side is over here. So the circuit goes around here, nothing is flying over here, so you'll descend here and join the circuit across it like this. You get the information for the airfield by calling up on the radio, telling them where you are, what height you're at, and request any information that you may need for your arrival. They will generally respond with a QFE, which will give you the pressure of the height above the runway, and they'll give you a runway number and the direction of the circuit. And this you have to repeat all back, and then make sure that you set the right setting on the altimeter, and then just continue your arrival to the airfield. If you are enjoying my content, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment if you're curious about anything, because I would love to have some interaction with some viewers. But without further ado, let's get on with the video and see how I do.
That all looks pretty clear on the approach.
Go for a mere X-ray lining up on 2-5 right.
See by the speed of the grass stalks going past, it's a bit breezy.
Yeah.
Okay, line up on the right runway. And then off we go whenever you're ready. Up whenever you're happy. That's it, we're going to depart to the west. So the radio call is Golf. So Golf Romeo X-ray leaving the circuit upwind to the west.
Okay. They done? I couldn't hear that.
That's right. Just say Golf Romeo X-ray leaving the circuit upwind to the west.
Go for Romeo X-ray leaving the circuit upwind to the west.
the radio call, altimeter is on the QNH, fuel pump off. Now, we heard out of their aircraft, he's joining from the west, so we're going to keep a good look out for him, although the sun's in our eyes a little bit. Once we clear the golf course, we can then manoeuvre away from the air traffic zone. So,
Okay, what height are we we're just going to keep climbing?
Going to go to 2,000.
Okay.
Adam, okay? Just keep an eye out for any traffic joining. He's joining at 1,200 feet on the QFE, so he's getting quite close to level where we are. Yeah, just keep climbing to 2,000 because in theory he's descending and we should keep out of his way.
Oh, he's over there.
Oh, well done. Yeah, he's coming from the south, so that's good. So we'll level off at 2,000. From here, we can actually see all the reporting points. So we've got Whiskey, which is our good old faithful friend on the right here.
Yep.
The lake.
That, Dinton Pastures? Or,
Sorry?
Is it Dinton Pastures?
No, it's the one at Caversham.
Right.
Dinton's here on the left.
Okay.
Point Sierra is out on the left here, which is the junction of the two roads. It's in the southeast corner. So you've got the main trunk road of your M4 motorway there,
Yep.
and there's another road coming in from Reading. So we'll level off at 2,000. Just let it accelerate there, Adam, so you're that's it. So level it off, let it accelerate, and then bring the power back. So Point Sierra is this little junction on the left here.
Okay, yep.
You see it? Point Whiskey's here, the lake
Okay.
here. Point November on the right. Now we've seen both of these here, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Sierra first of all, okay?
Okay.
We level off at 2,000, as you can see, it's quite bumpy,
Yep.
and just keep an eye on the height, keeping here, because we're only allowed up to 2,500
Okay.
feet here, okay? So that's nice and obvious to see. You can see the railway line below us here.
Yeah.
If you can't see the airfield from let's say Sierra or from November, just head out to the west and get away from controlled airspace, and then follow this railway line home once you've found the lake.
Okay.
It's going to be eastern side of Reading, and you can see it's a lot easier to spot in the
Yeah.
hazy conditions this afternoon. Okay, so in a moment we're going to turn towards Sierra, and I'm going to take over and just patch you through the overhead join procedure, okay?
Okay.
So then you can see it's all in its entirety. When we get laid down, I'll let you take control and you can land the aeroplane and do a touch and go.
Okay.
Okay. So that's Dinton on the left here,
Yep.
and then on that left wing there you can see the junction. If you remember, it's on the southeast corner of the town, and there's another junction just due south of the town. That's not it, so everyone gets a little bit confused with that.
Okay.
Okay. So being at 1,900 feet, we're fine over the big built-up area. So let's start turning round towards the south. These reporting points are designed to keep you away from controlled airspace.
Okay.
That's the theory anyway. Alright, so you can see, here's the road. I think it's the A329M or something going into Reading.
Yeah.
It joins up with it there on the left here.
Okay, yeah,
Now
got
if
it.
you look to the left now, we can see the airfields just next to that railway line on the left
Yep.
there. Yep.
Okay.
Now if you imagine where the wind's coming from this afternoon, it's coming from the southwest. So when we turn towards the airfield, there's not a lot of distance between here and the overhead. So we've got to be at 1,200 feet for that. And because we'll have quite a strong tailwind, we've got to be quite proactive in getting the height off to get back. It can sometimes catch you out. This is Dinton down here on the left.
Is that Bracknell over there?
Bracknell's there, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so if I just take control,
Yeah, you have control.
I'm going to talk you through the joining calls as well. So we always say what height we're at and what reporting point we're over as well. Okay, so we're having a good look out, especially in that low wind to sun. We make sure there's no one else coming from the southwest. So we will say our height as well as the position of where we are. Okay, so I'm just going to do that now. Automated Golf Whiskey Alpha Romeo X-ray approaching Sierra, 1,800 feet for rejoin, please.
Whiskey Alpha Romeo X-ray, welcome back to 5 right, left-hand circuit, QFE 1023.
1023, 25 right with a left-hand circuit, Golf Romeo X-ray. So 1023, first thing we do is put the information on here. Yep. So now we're on QFE. I'm going to put the fuel pump on. And now I'm just turning over this junction here, and we're going to keep the east-west road on our right-hand side, just to keep us away from controlled airspace.
Okay.
As you can see here, we can feel our aeroplane going a bit faster now. We're going with the wind behind us. So we can see the airfield just coming into our 12 o'clock now.
Yep.
I'm going to put that on our left-hand side. So if you imagine looking at your DI, we're going to put this DI on the runway. So if we imagine we've got the live side, because it's a left-hand circuit, the dead side's on that side.
Okay.
So we're going to go over the top of the field at 1200 feet, come round, then descend on the dead side, and then join downwind. Now the overhead's there to sort yourself out, so if you get in the overhead and you get yourself in a bit of a pickle, you can just turn round and round and round until you're happy with where you are, in whether you're live or the dead side. If you're still not sure, bugger off out to the west and come back in and try it again. So you can see we're doing over a mile every 30 seconds here, so I'm coming down to 1200 feet. 1200 feet must be obtained by the overhead white wall. You know, we're very constrained by what we're allowed to do with Heathrow on our doorstep, as you can see on the right.
Yep.
So approaching 1200 feet nicely. There we are, just approaching that there. The airfield is nicely on our left-hand side. A left-hand circuit means all our turns have to be left. Okay? One thing that's going to catch you out today is the strong tailwind behind you now.
Okay.
So there's 1200 feet. Okay? So, live side, dead side. So as you go into the overhead, have a plan of what you're going to be doing in the next few minutes. Okay? So we make a overhead call and descending dead side call. We can either do it separately or incorporate it in one go, depending on how busy it is up there. We're going to do it all at one, just to be a bit more efficient.
Okay.
Approaching the overhead, we have a good look around, make sure there's nothing coming in from the other two reporting points, from Whiskey or November. There we are, nicely at 1200 feet. You see how it's a nice, predictable manner of how we join the circuit. You know, if you have a non-radio aeroplane, they won't know what we're doing. You can't go right in a left-hand circuit, you've got to be predictable to other aircraft around.
Okay.
So approaching the overhead fairly quickly, as you can see by the wind speed. And then I'm going to descend on the dead side. The idea is to join over the crosswind leg at our circuit height.
Okay.
Now a standard overhead joins 2,000 feet, and the standard circuit is 1,000 feet at most aerodromes, but because of the nature of where we are, we have to conform to the procedure here. And Denham and Fair Oaks and other aerodromes within the control zone here are very similar in what we do. So carburetor heat coming on. RAF check is done. We just double check we're on the QFE as we approach the overheads. So I'm just going to make that call now. Golf Romeo extra overhead and descending dead side. So now, once we come over the centre line of the runway, that marks out the live side of the dead side. We're now going to descend to 800 feet. Down we go. We're going to go down to 800 feet, descending left turn. In this particular example, always keep a good look out as you're descending, and who knows what's out there. Down we go to 800 feet. Quite quick descent because of that strong headwind now. Now, regardless of the runway and the circuit direction, we always put the airfield on that corresponding side. So if it's a right-hand pattern, it's going to be on the right-hand side, and all your turns are to the right. There we are. Not paying attention, James. There we are. 800 feet. So see how we're going over the upwind numbers here. It gives you enough chance and time to sort out your circuit. Okay?
Yep.
And this is where obviously you look to the right and you give way from the right if there's any traffic. You can see the wind, how the wind's behaving. Can you see other aircraft in the circuit? Also, the signal square down on the left there. That's the reason we do this overhead join, is to make sure that we are, you know, we're looking for those sort of hazards.
Where's the signal square?
Just behind the aileron now, you see there, so we're
Yeah.
landing towards the T. There's nothing on the right, all looks pretty clear. Then I'm going to turn downwind. You can see a good illustration of the wind there from someone having a bonfire down. Looks a bit like sort of Ascot area. All looks clear to the right. And again, as you go downwind, the downwind check's headed on fairly quickly because you've got quite a stonking tailwind. So as we turn, the brakes, undercarriage, mixture, fuel, hatches, latches are all secure. Temperature and pressures are all in the green. There we are, look, winding up the speed there. Okay, so do you want to take control around? This is all where you know now, so we'll just fly an approach and landing and a touch and go, alright?
Okay.
Very X-ray downwind, touch and go. Right, done our downwind checks. Bring that carb heat in as well. So be aware this can be a little bit gusty.
Okay.
You might want to add a 5 knots or so to the speed to give you a little bit more control of the aeroplane, but you can see as we're turning into the wind, the rate of descent will increase quite quickly as well, and there's quite a change in the airspeed as well. You can feel that there, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
So always be ready to add power or reduce power for the gusts. That's it. Looking good. Let's see what the sun's like with our eyes. Now I'll start turning final now. Keep an eye on that speed, not too steep a turn.
Go for Romeo X-ray, final 25, right, touch and go.
Getting a little bit low there, Adam. That's
Overshot that as well.
That's alright, don't worry, you won't do that next time. Keep that power on until you get the picture. There you go. Now pop the drag flap down if you need it. That's it. There we go. Can you see the runway okay?
Yeah.
Just about, yeah. Cool. It's not, you're not squinting or anything. That's looking good. Keep that power on because you're getting quite a lot of sink here. You get affected by the surface wind in a moment, or the lack of in a minute. And you've got to fly it all the way down to the ground. Into the flare. Into the flare, flare, flare. Oh, that wasn't the flare, was it? That was very flat. Yep, the airplane's a bit out of trim as well.
Okay.
We've got to land it on the mains, not the nose wheel. We're not a wheelbarrow. Okay. Right, off we go. Sometimes if you've got the sun in your eyes, you tend to sort of flare too early.
Yeah.
That's a trait of it. So, climbing out, we'll get the airplane climbing, so we want a bit more fully held off next time, okay? Okay, raise the nose to climb. Then the flaps up when it's safe to do so. We're going to go out to Point November in a moment. Then we're going to do the join from Point November, and you can do all that. So let's pop the Q&H on there, so add 5 millibars.
12028.
That's it. And then just say you're departing upwind to the west again.
Go for Romeo X-ray, departing upwind to the west.
That's it. And we're going to go out to Point November, once we clear the golf course on the right here though.
Okay.
Now from Point November back to the airfield, it's heading up about 150 degrees, but that's still air and it doesn't allow for the wind. So we're going to put on our heading bug 150 for when we get there. We know the wind's from the southwest, so we'll probably have to fly maybe 170 or something like that. There we are, smoothens out as we get a bit higher up as well, doesn't it? So a bit more hold off on the landing there, Adam, alright? That sort of caught me off guard as well.
I think it's when you haven't done it in a while, it's getting used to it again.
Right, that's alright. So we're clear the golf course now, mate. Just start heading out sort of northwesterly. Roughly northwesterly.
Helicopter up here.
Oh yeah, visual. Northwesterly gets us away from controlled airspace. Double check we've got the pressure. Fuel pump can come off as well, because RAF is what we want. That's great. Lovely. We'll climb level off at 2000 again. We might get pushed up a bit from the hills ahead of us. There we are. That's about right there, mate. That's lovely. He's going to track north, so he's well clear of us. We'll probably go behind him, but a lot quicker, slower than he is. So RAF check. Radio call we done, altimeter, fuel pump.
Okay.
So the bend of the river, if you see, we're northwest of the airfield right now.
Yep.
So the bend of the river here is next to Henley on the left.
Yep.
Very easy to get it confused with Marlow on the right hand side, because it's on the river, but the Marlow has a north-south main road out of it, which is the 404 as we know, so that's just slightly different in its layout, but it's very easy to get out here and think, oh, that must be November, and off we go.
Right.
And then, before you know, you're actually flying northeasterly as opposed to northwesterly away. Right, should we level off? So let it accelerate first of all. There we go. So just ahead, you can see where the bend of the river is, a little white building on that. That's Point November there.
Tango 7 Lima Sierra steering bound for the north.
Big.
Hotel, welcome. The 61125 left hand circuit, QFE 1023. 25 left hand, coming out, we're coming in from the north, across 25 midpoint.
So you can see it there, nice U shape of the river. quite difficult to spot with the haze, and it's quite low wind to sun now, so it's just a little bit awkward this time of day, isn't it? But you can see quite distinctive in the north west corner of the air traffic zone for Waltham. So we're going to go over the top of it, and we're going to make a call. We're at Point November for rejoin.
Okay.
And we'll say we're at 2,000 feet. Okay, so you know, you can always go a little bit further and then turn back if you want to, but it's entirely up to you. When you're out here, you can always do a freezer check to make sure the fuel's balanced. You'll do a quick freezer check now. Make sure the DI's aligned and everything like that. Got a couple of hazards out here, Adam. You've got Wickham Air Park on the right.
Yep.
And you've got Benson miles away over here on the left. But Booker will, you know, you're quite close to an air traffic zone here. So we're literally right on the edge of it here. So we're going to come round to the left. Keep that nose up in the turn on, boy. That's it. So here's Point November on the left there. So when you're ready, call up for rejoin if you like. Have a go.
Okay. I can't hear is anyone else talking?
No, not at the moment, no.
Waltham Radio, Golf Whiskey Alpha Romeo X-Ray, 2,000 feet, Point November, requesting information for rejoin. Can't hear anything.
They haven't replied yet.
Golf Romeo X-Ray, Waltham 25 right, left-hand circuit, QFE 1023.
QFE 1023, 25 right, left-hand circuit, Golf Romeo X-Ray.
Good. So over the top of here, we've got the QFE set. Fuel pump can come on as well. So now we're going to turn on to heading about 150, and we're going to descend to 1,200 feet as well. Remember the wind's behind us.
Okay.
Now as you turn towards that heading, can you see a little clump of trees on the nose?
Yep.
In the middle of the yellow field. Beyond that, that's White Waltham there. So we can always look for that clump of trees if we need to.
Yep.
If it's really hazy, the two hills ahead stand out in the foreground of the airfield. But you can see we're stonking along at 110, so we'll come down to 1,200 feet, don't we, here?
Yeah.
And the airfield's got to be on the left. Awesome. Always go by the basic principles of, is it a left or right hand circuit? I still need to be at 1,200 feet, but if it's a right hand pattern, I put the airfield on my right. If it's a left hand pattern, we put it on the left. But 1,200 feet you must be at. If all else fails, you can't find the airfield from here, there's the lake at Whiskey, go there, follow the railway line home. Alright?
Okay.
Always have a get out of jail free card for like Monopoly, you know.
Yeah.
You don't want to be going, because if you go off in the wrong heading, or misidentify the aerodrome, then you could potentially go into Heathrow, and we don't want that. We would like you to continue flying. You see how 150 more or less works, but we've got to crank it around a little bit more for the wind from the right. It all depends on what the wind's doing on the day. But 150 is a good little heading to fly if you so wished.
And then just the train line from there,
you've got
the motorway.
you've got the rail line coming in from the right. You've got a good illustration of the wind there as well from the bonfire. So visualise live dead side. So at the moment,
on
the dead side. So we're going to go over the top at 1,200 feet, then come round and descend on the dead side to join crosswind.
Yep.
Gets a bit more lumpier lower down, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
So you happy with Sierra?
Think so, yeah.
November's alright, isn't it?
Yeah, I've done that a lot of times.
And Whiskey's quite straightforward as well.
Yeah.
So you've more or less seen all three now.
Yeah.
So as long as you're cool with that. As long as you land the aeroplane nicely, I'm alright with that. I think it's partly this. It's a bit gusty near the ground, but also the sun in your eyes is particularly helpful.
I think this one will be better.
Yes. Bloody hope it will be.
It's just the first one, it's always a bit...
yeah, I know.
Bit of a feel for it again.
It almost landed like all 3 points at the same time, didn't it? But it's alright. Fully held off landing's always a good idea with these things. So looking to the right, with the sun being low, a bit difficult, but you can also hear on the radio if anybody else is joining to give you situational awareness, and you always give way from the right as you know through rules of the air.
So if someone was coming in from the right, would I turn to the right?
Yep, that's it, fit in behind him, fit in behind him.
Cool.
That's it, and then there you go, so you got your Dead side, just back onto the live side. You can see that windsock is blustering a little bit, so it's a bit moving around a little bit. So yeah, so we keep it fairly close to the field within the two road networks. That's it. Always keeping it at 1200 feet. So you've got a bit of a gap between the circuit traffic and your overhead joining traffic of about 500 feet. Well, 400 feet, sorry. Great, excellent. Then we go round onto the dead side, and then we're just going to say Golf Romeo X-ray overhead, dead side descending, or something like that.
Okay.
Okay, so around we go, then make that call.
Golf Romeo X-ray overhead, descending dead side.
Magic.
Copy on.
That's it. Down we go to the circuit height. And then from crosswind, everything you know from there. If you wanted to go further out on the crosswind lane because of traffic, for example, then you're more than happy to do that. Just obviously watch the noise circuit abatement areas and stuff, but you know, on 2.5 today there's not really much traffic. You can see the strength of that wind here, can't you now?
Yeah.
Really affecting the aeroplane quite a bit. Take the carpet off as well. There we go. The idea is to go over the upwind end numbers at your circuit height to give you enough space to fly your circuit appropriately and to do your downwind check safely.
Right, so brakes are good, mixture's rich, carpet's hot, fuel pumps on.
Yep.
Doors, latches.
So at the moment we're just still crosswind, so I'd probably fly your normal circuit and then, but you've done your checks now, so that's alright, you're being very efficient.
Yeah, that wind is...
It's definitely noticeable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely noticeable. That's it, we're going around on the downwind, so obviously you've got the wind behind you now. Was hoping it was going to sort of calm down a bit, but it sort of stayed the same most of the afternoon.
Yeah.
Just say you're late downwind.
Golf Romeo X-ray, late downwind.
Really feel that wind from the left, can't you now?
Yeah. I need to turn a little bit earlier this time.
Okay, no worries. So that sun's going to be a bit problematic, isn't it, I think? Let's just see how we get on. So when you go into the flare, the nose changes, then you go straight into the sun. It's really quite awkward, isn't it?
Golf Romeo X-ray turning final 25 right. Touch and go.
You feel that sink there, can't you?
Yeah.
Bit more hold off, and just don't relax it once you land, okay?
Yeah.
What we'll do is we'll do a touch and go, and we'll try approach on 2-1 and see whether the sun's better in your eyes at that point.
Okay.
So when you land the aeroplane, you want that to stick all the way back.
Yeah,
So
I
you
keep
pull-
doing that, I know I do.
You're sort of relaxing that bit of back pressure as you land her, but that's alright. We'll fly the normal 2.5 circuit, and then we'll reposition for 2-1 and see whether, you know, the sun's in your eyes. It's a little bit of a crosswinds, not much to take, but sun in your eyes is a bit of a pain in the arse. just there. Then when we get downwind, we'll just reposition for the circuit for 2-1.
Just to let you know, we finished flying for the night. We vacated 29. Right one, that's copy, thank you.
I can't hear what they're saying.
It's alright, it's just the drone people, they said they vacated 29. So that means we'll try 2-1 and see whether, because the wind's not too bad down both runways, but it's the sun in your eyes in the flare that I think is catching you out a little bit.
Right.
I'll just make it cool.
Okay.
Romeo, so just turning downwind for 2-1. Shooting training. Yeah, see whether that makes your life a little bit easier.
Okay.
Radio Golf Charlie, Echo Echo, hold pre-flight ready to check over information. Okay, uniform was a good evening, 25 right, left-hand circuit, QNH 1028. 25 right, left-hand circuit, QNH 1028, Golf uniform.
Okay, brakes are good, mixture's rich, carby is hot, fuel pump is on, doors, hatches, and seatbelts.
Okay. All the birds going south. So Neil's taxiing out for 2-5. It should be clear of 2-1.
We allowed to just land on 2-1?
Yeah, we'll see what it's like on.
Radio general broadcast, pressures are changed. QNH 1027, QFE 1022. Say again, QNH 1027, QFE 1022.
Right, so we'll turn inside the roads. That's it. So just position for your 2-1 circuit now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done 2-1 before.
Okay, no worries. Well, turn round towards the right. I think you had done
It's a right-hand circuit,
it's
isn't
a
it?
left hand, yeah.
It's a
So
left?
yeah, so let's start slowing it up because it's quite a short base leg now.
Okay.
Yeah, so pop some flaps down if I were you. So we're just sort of going base leg now for the runway. Room X-rays base for 2-1 shoot train. So get it coming down, getting a little bit high now, mate. We're still at circuit height. See how we've got to keep inside the road, so just steer the airplane away from the road just to keep us there. Let's see what the approach is like for you this time with the sun slightly further around. It might be a little bit easier. So just watch that speed. It's looking pretty good though. It's coming back. How's that for you, Adam? A little bit better?
I guess we'll see.
Yep. Then pop their drag flap if you need it. Robex, so final 2-1 shoot train. Better for me anyway. I can see what you're doing, so that's all right. It's better, isn't it? I think it's better for you.
Yeah.
All radio Golf uniform.
Keep it coming down.
Approach message. Now we can change runway to 2-1 because of the sun. Uniform, roger. All stations, also radio, general broadcast, aircraft in the circuit or joining.
That was better. Right, that'll do for me.
Okay.
I think 2-1's now in use now.
Oh.
So it's still a left-hand pattern.
Okay. I don't think I've done it before, so.
Well, you did all right there, didn't you?
Yeah.
You
I
keep-
just don't know the pattern. That's all.
That's right. Well, keep inside the road.
Yeah.
And then you just go base leg like you did there.
Okay.
Have you got the diagram with you?
Potentially.
Do you want to have a quick look for it? If not, I can always quickly show you a circuit if you want before I get out.
No, I don't think I do have it with me actually.
Alright, no worries.
Yeah, no, it's in my room. I know exactly where it is.
Right, well, I'll tell you what, let me show you a quick
wait.
Hang on, it might be on your phone.
Yes, I took a picture of it.
Oh, did you? Awesome.
Yeah.
Have a quick look. What I'll do is I might just quickly show you a circuit as well.
Okay, sure.
Alright.
Right, got it.
So if you pop the Q&H on there, I'll just pop everything up and then just get the trim set. I'll just go back to the hold for 2-1. Yep. So when you depart, you're departing upwind still, but
Yep.
we're going to go out to Sierra. Maybe go and do Sierra and Whiskey or something if you want.
Okay, yep.
If you're not happy with anything, go around.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you go, mate? All right. Okay. Enjoy yourself. Student call sign.
see you later.
Alright,
Alright, buddy, don't run me over. I know
won't.
what you like. It's tempting.
I don't need you anymore.
It's tempting to run me over, mate. Yeah. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Alright, take your time. I'll see when you get back, alright?
Cool.
Yeah, you're going to do these 2 of them if you can. And if you want to do the 3rd one, that's fine.
Cool,
Alright, see you in a
thanks.
bit.
Go.
Accelerator downwind, left hand
'em. Can you bring the ADS-B box in when you pass up, buddy?
Yep.
Take it up.
And we've come to the end of the video. Let me know how you thought my circuits were. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would love it if you could. And like the video, as it really helps me out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.